Hey everybody, this is your full moon, blood moon, a lunar eclipse reading. And as you can see, I shaped it in a moon as well, which was probably divinely guided. If there's any downloads coming from the shape of the cards, just go ahead and absorb them. I kind of also noticed how a lot of those cards are reddish as well, so it made me think of the eclipse. And when I post the pictures, I'm probably going to try to remember to group them by cards, like the Akashic cards, the twin flame cards, etc., so it's easier to see them. Okay, so we know that full moons are about releases, and we know that, oh, that's right, I wanted to show you something else that I forgot. Okay, we know that full moons are about releases, and the eclipse is about significant endings, like karmic endings, and the energy of this full moon eclipse is supposed to bring a strong energy moving towards karmic endings in the collective that is ready for that. Not everybody is, if everybody did it all at once, it would be an avalanche. But where they're ready, this is supposed to help initiate significant karmic endings right now and releasing a lot. I also asked, about what's being released for the collectives, and I also asked what lessons are being learned. And now what I wanted to highlight and show you guys, I actually started like I do for my normal twin flame readings. So normally my collective readings don't exactly mirror my twin flame readings. It's usually fewer cards, and I just go straight across. I don't do it how I do with my twin flame readings. So my twin flame readings, do you see here this heart? This is how I do my twin flame readings. This is the woman's side. This is the divine feminine side. This is the divine masculine side. And it looks at an overview of the connection, each side, and outcome. I added a little bit more in here because I was creating the moon shape. But this is how I start my twin flame readings. I usually use the angel tarot cards, layer the twin flame cards on top of it, and I do the Akashic Records cards separately because that depends on which one you order. The normal twin flame reading, I just do a quick check-in with the Akashic cards. The extended twin flame reading, I do a full Akashic reading spread for both partners. So anyway, Spirit guided me to do the heart spread today. This birth card is actually part of the outcome, but I connected the row. And I pulled from the messages from the heart reading. I wanted to know, there wasn't a lot here about karmic connections, and I was expecting more. So I asked for a little more information, and I got those up there that I put on top. And then I just, I grabbed the Angel Tarot, and I asked about lessons or information for the feminines and information for the masculines. I put those on each side. And then I connected it and made the circle with the twin flame cards on the bottom and the Queen of the Moon Oracle on top. I can never remember the name of that deck. And the Queen of the Moon Oracle on top. And I decided to get a bit more information from the Power of Love cards to ask what is being activated by this full moon eclipse, and those are the heart cards that I basically just found places to put them. So this is a lot like my twin flame readings. It's actually, with as much as is here, it's actually not quite as much as the twin flame readings. It's probably pretty close though. My twin flame readings, the table is completely full basically. And I add in some other oracle decks that I have. I'm starting to get sick of the decks that I have, so I'm going to look into getting some more. I started saving some on my Amazon list, and start ordering some more decks soon so that I can mix it up. I do really like the ones that I have. I think they provide a lot of great information, and when I do my readings, I love, because I pull all of the cards first and then I record, I love how Spirit really connects the dots between the tarot cards, the Akashic cards, and the Oracle cards, and it provides so much extra validation and synchronicity and hammering messages home. I remember even a reading a while ago now where a card from an Oracle deck connected dots for me to explaining shadow work from a different deck and what was going on with the Divine Masculine. So yeah, I really love how Spirit uses the different decks to interact together. So this is a lot, just, you know, to state out of, if anybody's curious, to know what you're getting if you ever order a reading from me. You get something very similar to this, although not in the moon shape, with, gosh, like probably 4 to 6 different Oracle decks that I use. So anyway, okay, so now that I have explained the shape and all that stuff, let's look at the actual cards. Okay, and since I started with the heart, you also get to hear the normal positions of the spread that I use for my twin flame readings as well. So that's kind of nice to hear and know. So the first place I start is the overview of the connection. And I literally said, Spirit, what is the overview for the collectives right now? First card out, excuse me. I'm not sure if that was a hiccup or a burp. Excuse me, but I always have this happen when I'm doing readings, so I don't know. People say that I'm transmuting for my clients or for the collective. I guess that could be it. But anyway, so this overview of the connection for the twin flame collectives, for the majority of the people that Spirit is connecting me to their energy and channeling for, is that you guys are on track for positive conclusions soon, because this spring autumn card, it's not about time frame, okay? I don't use it in connection to time frame. There are messages attached to the seasons, that's what the message is here. And the message is that the time of reaping the harvest of all your hard work is upon you. And that could be autumn, but it doesn't have to be autumn. You know, it can be sooner. It can be later, but we're not focusing on time frame, okay? But the point here is that this collective that I'm channeling for, or the twin flames who resonate with this reading, you are on track, I feel, soon to be reaping the rewards of all your hard work and everything you've been through on this twin flame journey, and in being able to finally enjoy your harvest. This card does state that there's still labor involved. There's still work to be done. Reaping the harvest, like going with that analogy, still requires, I don't know, what is it that farmers do? How do they go about, getting the crops once they're fully grown? But whatever that is, that's what it's referring to. Like, there's still work to be done. You don't just like magically come back together and jump into a perfect happy relationship. I mean, it'll be happy, but you will still have to go through the process of reunion and smoothing out any issues, dealing with the ends of the karmic cycles and the new beginnings of the new chapter. So, don't expect it to be like the flip of a switch and everything is completely different. But know that it's all in the process of happening, and you are going to be celebrating and enjoying the fruits of your labor very soon. Okay. The strength of the connections are that I love that this Two Worlds card, and the meaning that I am picking up here is great release. And we're going through this significant full moon and significant release. And it's something else I want to mention. I don't know if everybody realizes this, but this event, celestial event that just happened with the moon, the full moon, super moon, and the eclipse, was a significant step in the ascension process. Magenta Pixie just posted a video about this earlier in the week. There have been, probably more than I know, significant dates and planetary alignments connected to ascension. One was in the December solstice in 2012. One was the December solstice just this past 2020. And now, actually, you know what? The equinox in March was also significant, although not as significant as this. But there was, the bifurcation began, just for anybody who understands this. If you don't understand it, don't worry. The bifurcation began or kicked off a little bit stronger at the December solstice in December of 2020, and the trifurcation began in March of this year. Trifurcation is a little harder to explain, but and it's like a very super gradual process that's not going to completely come to fruition for a while, but it's still part of the ascension process. And now I forget what she called it for this eclipse, but it was another significant, very significant event for it. I'm not going to try to explain it all, but I will tell you what the name of it was. Give me 1 second to find it. She posted it on YouTube if you want to look it up. Where are you? I'm scrolling. Oh my gosh, there was a lot of videos posted yesterday. I will find it quick. Oh, there it is. The Diamond Portal and Platinum Ray Stargate is what it was called. And as I said, it is... I'm scanning for anything quick here. Yeah, that's all it said. But yeah, the Diamond Portal and the Platinum Ray Stargate, and it's another significant step in the ascension process. So if I recall correctly, the vibrations are significantly rising now, and I remember as well, I don't remember if it was from that particular message, but even just being outside while this energy from the eclipse was coming in, it was like, I want to say, saturating the planet with these high energy downloads. And if you pay attention to Schumann's resonance, you would know that there have been timeline shifts happening and significant energy jumps occurring on Schumann's resonance as well, which is Earth's heartbeat with the electromagnetic field. So anyway, I'm not going to go on about that anymore because, there's probably a lot of you that don't even know what the heck I'm talking about. But for those of you who do pay attention to the ascension information, know that we're significant things are happening. Humanity and Earth are making significant jumps and leaps right now, and it's leading to really good things for us and the planet. And we're headed in a good direction. So anyway, if you want to know more information, I would check out that video she posted. And her name is Magenta Pixie, and she does post a lot of ascension-related information, as well as what's happening in the world as a whole. But some of it may be shocking to some, and some of it may be difficult to understand for some. Okay, so just keep that in mind. Fair warning. Okay, let me get going here. We're at 13 minutes already, 14 minutes. The strength of the connections right now is that the divine masculines are going through this significant spiritual awakening. They're stepping into these phases of higher learning, higher awareness and understanding and spiritual awareness. And accordingly, they're shifting from the worlds that they have been in, the very 3D based worlds, into these higher level 45D worlds where they recognize that it's not just about the 3D stuff, and that isn't that much important. It's about what's meant for them and their soul purpose and their soul path. And it's about integrating their spiritual with that 3D stuff. And with that, they're able to have this great release of things that don't no longer serve them so that they can move forward how they need to. The weakness right now in the connections is the issue of time, and that it has taken a while, and a lot of divine feminines are impatient and wanting to know when. And this is spirit kind of saying, like, look, you got to stop with that. You got to release the issue of time, and you have to allow it to unfold how it needs to. I don't think that it means that it will necessarily take a long time, but it does mean that spirit is saying you can't focus on time. And the more you focus on it, the more it will elude you. You have to surrender to that. The feminine's hopes or fears. The feminines are focused on hopes and are focused on, and are hoping for, I should say, this fated meeting with their divine masculines, and when they will finally reunite and come together into twin flame union. The feminine's true feelings are that they want these karmic cycles to come to an end. This can be with themselves, and this can also be with their divine masculines. It's about whoever is in karmic relationships or situations that they need to get out of. The divine feminines are anxious for that to happen all around, across the board. These people are toxic, most of them, not all, but most, and they're ready to have the slate wiped cleaned. And I don't think I said that right, but you know what I mean. They're ready to have the slates wiped clean and be able to have everybody shift forward in positive ways, no longer putting up with this disrespectful and inconsiderate behavior by the karmics. The feminines, I'm deciding if I want to do the feminine side and then the masculine, or kind of go back and forth. I actually feel it out depending on my reading, but I'm going to go ahead and finish the feminines. The feminines are adversely affecting things. Not all, okay, let's remember this. But this is who most strongly needs to hear this message. A lot of feminines are not listening closely to their spirit team, not listening closely to their spirit guides who are trying to help guide them through the logical part of what needs to be done. This is an ascended master, Hilarion, who he particularly assists in mediumship, as well as logic-based things like research and legal stuff. And this being in the how are you adversely affecting things position, actually it could be either that you're not listening to your guidance from him and your spirit team as far as action steps that you need to take, or logic-based thinking, anything connected to that. But I do think it could also be that you're not tapping into your spiritual gifts enough. And it really could be just as simple as that, since he can also assist with mediumship, that there's a large group of feminines that still aren't connecting with their spiritual gifts, learning how to use them, and moving down their spiritual paths as much as they're supposed to. What can the feminines do to help the connection? Believe in your divine masculine and know that he is in the process of becoming this King of Roses, who is a fully awakened divine masculine, open heart, no more walls up around his heart, and ready to bear his soul to his queen, and ready to come into divine union. So have complete faith and trust in him, and allow the process to unfold how it needs to. On the masculine side, what are his hopes or fears? Well, he is also focused on hopes, and his hopes are pertaining to his material world. He's really focused on the details of his life in order to make everything come together how it needs to, so that he can become the King of Keys and have great success and prosperity and achievement and recognition for all of his hard work and for all the places that he's headed, because he wants to be this successful king for his queen. I also think the Intricacies and Industries card can also refer to any divine masculines that need to pay attention to the details of the endings of their karmic situations, like when it comes down to the legal stuff, okay? The masculine's true feelings, they are focused on listening to the wisdom of their higher selves and their spirit teams to guide them through this journey. They're awakened enough that they are paying attention to the signs and the messages and trying to avoid as much negativity and drama as they can so that they can find their ways out of the situations that they're in. Oh my gosh. I just realized I messed that up. I had totally... Okay, sorry. Oh, I said that wrong because I grabbed the wrong cards. I didn't see the other cards. So this was not his true feelings. This is how is he adversely affecting things. So switch that a little bit. They're adversely affecting things because they need to still listen more to their higher selves and to their spirit team. They either need to listen more to their spirit team or they need to avoid the drama better, one or the other. They're allowing themselves to get caught up in the drama too much and need to focus more on their spirit team. Sorry about that, you guys. These are the actual cards for their true feelings, and they were tucked in with the others, and I didn't even see them at first. So that's a little, sadly, a tad disappointing, but I'm not worried about it. I know that they are paying attention and to the signs, and they're getting there. So, okay, so their true feelings are that they are inspired by their feminines and inspired by spirit. So see, that's still a good sign that they're still listening to spirit, because spirit is inspiring them and guiding them along with their divine feminines for them to take the action steps that they need to take. Their true feelings are that they're ready and raring to take the action steps that they need to take so that they can make the changes that they need to take. That's what the summer represents here. And honestly, you could even see that here as well with those two seasonal cards, that the summer, literally we're going into the summer where a lot of action is going to happen on the part of the divine masculines, and then the autumn being the reaping of the harvest. So that connects there. And like we said, they're adversely affecting things because they need to listen to their spirit team a little better or avoid the negativity and drama with the karmics. What can they do to help the connection? They need to shift out of the preparatory mode and into the action mode, basically. It's as simple as that. The card meanings here are twofold. They've been in this period of time that is completely an internal preparation process for them, but that now it's time for them to shift into that action mode and taking the steps they need to take. So what they can do to help the connection is get a move on with that. And the outcome is coming together with your soul tribe and your soul families, which number one in that is your twin flame, but it also includes other people coming into both of your lives who are your soul tribe and family, coming into divine union with each other. I love that the Queen of Roses came out here because it's a match to the King of Roses that we had earlier. So both of these cards represent divine union, and both partners are coming into their full divine masculine, divine feminine, awakened, aware, healed, emotionally and mindset wise, to be ready to come together. And like I said, these book cards represent divine union as well. And you guys are going to be birthing this brand new chapter in life for yourselves, and creating a new family together, whether that's blending your families or birthing children as well, okay? And then, like I said, I asked for a little bit more information because there was only the one card about karmic situations, really, that was really speaking about it. And we still didn't get a lot about that. So what we did get is the Master Artisan. One or both twins are coming into their success and recognition and achievement, professionally speaking, or in their life purposes. And this is leading to broadening horizons and opportunities to help others as well, and to be a leader in what you're doing. And for a lot of you who that is within your life purpose and your spiritual purpose, which is largely connected to your twin flame journey, what that looks like is helping others, helping other twin flames, being a healer, using your spiritual gifts to help others as well. So, but even if it's in other professional capacities and other types of success, that's what is represented here. With the initiation and the Count Saint Germain, this is a very, very significant spiritual awakening card. So many in this collective are going through a significant initiation with the Ascended Masters and their spirit team and their spirit guides that is bringing you to this brand new level and pathway in your spiritual awakening process and in your life purpose. Okay, like this group is really gonna start really connecting with your spiritual gifts even more, connecting with your spirit teams even more, understanding your gifts better, understanding your guidance better, and working closely with the Ascended Masters. Okay, the initiation is significant. Like, it's an initiation into higher spiritual realms and realities and ways of thinking. Okay, and then the last card within Crescent Moon, which I loved that it was a moon card. This is a card that is very similar to the Wishes Fulfilled card. It just outright means great success. Like, having all of this, moving into a period of success and abundance and victory and joy and happiness just all around. But it particularly speaks on the stars aligning and what's the word or phrase, sentence I'm trying to think of? The stars aligning and new opportunities, or an expansion of opportunities. Gosh, I can't think of the right way to say it, but basically a lot more opportunities coming to you and a lot more success. Okay, so everything is on a great track here. Okay, so now I guess I should do the twin flame cards, even though they're underneath my iPad. Okay, moving. Oh, no. Let me do the tarot cards. Okay. What does the Divine Feminine need to know? Events are going to happen that are going to force decisions to be made. Like, whatever this is that occurs, whether it occurs to the Divine Feminine or it happens to, I can't talk, happens to the Divine Masculine, it's going to be, it's going to force decisions to be made somewhat urgently. So something's going to happen that's going to make you guys stretch your wings and fly and get out of these karmic situations and claim your independence and move forward how you need to. And this can be either side or both, okay? When this happens, a lot more effort is going to be made by one or both of you, both towards all of these action steps that need to happen, as well as towards each other. You guys are going to have victory in these karmic situations and in your paths back together, okay? What do the Divine Masculines need to know? They need to release the fears that have been holding them back and really focus on connecting to their spirit guides. Towers are coming. And whether they know to prepare themselves or not, towers are coming, and they're going to lead to significant breakthroughs and changes. You know, this is a lot like the Knight of Fire as well, just in a major arcana card. And I think that makes sense, because I think the masculines have the more significant karmic situations too, so they should be getting a tower. Difficult situations are going to come to an end, and you can expect positive changes happening. You can expect things to get better and easier and moving towards twin flame union. Okay, so this group of twins, they are definitely mirroring each other and strongly in the same positions. Okay, all right, let me move this stuff real quick so that I can get to it. Okay. What do the Divine Feminines need to know from the Twin Flame deck? Use this time to connect with your masculines in the 5D and feel the energy and vibrations that you're getting from them, okay? Know that this period of solitude has been important and necessary for the growth and lessons to be learned for each of you. While you're finishing this out, Be an observer. Just step back and relax and be an observer of everything going on. Trust it to all unfold how it needs to, okay? Purge what you need to purge, especially with the eclipse. It would make complete sense for you have to purge a lot. Get it out, let it out. Know that with these karmic situations, you guys, whether it's the divine feminines or the divine masculines or both, are coming to crossroads with these third parties, and the right choices are going to be made, okay? As far as the divine masculines go, they have been going through grief over their mistakes, over how they hurt their feminines, which they never wanted to do, over the situations that they're dealing with the karmics, and just releasing, like all of the releasing of the past that's happening right now. It just naturally makes the divine masculines purge as well. They're really healing. I mean, they may or may not be consciously focusing on it, but they are healing a lot of inner child wounds right now. And this is going to help them be able to leave those wounds and issues in the past and be able to shift forward. They might be wearing a mask with you right now. I feel like it could be because of the eclipse energy. Like it has them holding back, not saying how they completely feel, or not telling you everything that's going on for some reason, maybe to protect you. They seem to do that a lot, to be honest. But just know that don't take it personally, and know that you can't trust appearances, that there's more going on behind the scenes, okay? They are experiencing a lot of nostalgia for you, and they're missing you. And if you're sending them any messages, they are receiving them. Even if they're not answering, okay? And they're receiving your energy as well. And they know that the message is like received from spirit and from you, that it's time. It's time to come back together for commitment, okay? And they're headed in that direction. Keep having faith in them, okay? Keep believing in them. From the moon deck that I already forgot the name of again. Know that these connections are divinely protected. Oh, this is for the feminine side, because I did continue to do feminine, masculine. Feminines, what is going on here? Why is it so bright? Let me just turn it like this instead. And the color is weird. Feminines, know that this connection is divinely protected. So don't let yourselves stress too much, okay? Focus on balancing yourselves energetically so that you can be a solid foundation of energy for your masculines. It might be because of this. I cannot get the color to go right, and it's driving me crazy. Maybe if I put a different card down. Focus on yourselves right now. Focus on self-care, self-love, actions that you need to take for your own lives and for yourselves that is going to continue to shift your lives forward in positive ways, and have complete faith that everything is going to come together with your masculines when and how it's meant to. And I love how in this picture she's pregnant. Like, have faith that you guys are in the process of birthing this beautiful new chapter in lives for each other. And this makes me think of the birth card too, because the birth card is with the families, and she's pregnant. So have faith that you guys are birthing all of that. And then on the masculine side, the masculine does have you in a void right now. This goes along too well with that. I can't talk. Oh my gosh. This also goes along well with the mask card, that he has you in a void and he's not communicating or not telling you what's going on or how he feels. And honestly, I feel like this is happening for a lot in the collective who are super close to union. It's part of the masculine's inner process of figuring things out and preparing to take the leap. And I also think that it's just plain spirit wanting the feminines in the dark, if I'm being honest. You're in this void right now, and yeah, it's really hard, but focus on all those things I just told you to focus on, balance and everything else. Know that the divine masculines are assessing the situations and figuring out and preparing their action steps, And it's going to be unexpected. That's why you're in a void, because it's going to be unexpected. And everything's just going to suddenly shift and shift positively. There's going to be breakthroughs. And that's what happens with towers too, that all of a sudden there's breakthroughs. These connections are going to blossom. Everything is in the process of blossoming and birthing, and it's going to be beautiful. And I love how with this card and the last card, it's a flower moon, just like the one that we had last night and this morning, and maybe a little tonight, I'm not sure. And then lastly, we have the Power of Love deck, and I asked what lessons are being activated for the twins right now with this super moon, full moon, lunar eclipse. For the feminines, don't hate me, okay? Patience. Letting go of the time issue. Letting go of the when. You have to release that. I'm sorry to tell you. Empathy for what the divine masculines are going through and how difficult it is for them to handle, and that they just have to handle it how they need to, and you have to give them the unconditional love and patience to do that. Virtue. I wasn't even sure about this at first, but then I read it. You acknowledge your loving spiritual attributes that encourage others to grow. Divine feminines, you are the muse for the divine masculines. You're their inspiration. So your virtue is inspiring them and encouraging them. So embody that, okay? And embody that unconditional love and acceptance. And maintain your visions. Really focus on visualizing the positive outcome and success that you know is coming for you guys, so that you can continue to manifest it into reality. The more positive energy you can put into that vision, the better, the easier and quicker it's going to come about, okay? I also feel like this gratitude card can apply to both of you, that focusing on gratitude really helps you guys shift. It really helps the feminine shift out of a focus on lack or negativity or negative energy and shift on focusing on positive energy. And I also think that as the masculines are able to focus on gratitude for their divine feminines and for the future that they know is coming to them, it helps them shift from focusing on the negative energy from the karmic situations. So I do feel like this applies to both. What else is being activated for the masculines? Integrity for themselves, standing up for themselves, and not just standing up for themselves in terms of the karmic situations where they're not being treated how they deserve, but also standing up for themselves in that they are going through a significant spiritual awakening that is bringing them to their authentic selves and what really makes them happy, and they are ready to claim that. They want to claim that and live true to their souls and maintain that soul integrity. And what else? I love these last two cards. What else is being activated for the masculines? Action and freedom, which I like to see, especially with these karmic situations. And freedom was the first card out too from this deck, so I was really happy about that. That's what they need, and that's what we all need, so that these connections can shift forward how they need to. Okay, so that is your full moon, blood, I can't say it anymore. Full moon, blood moon, super moon, lunar eclipse, flower moon, all of the above. That is your reading for that. I think that the energy is really powerful right now, as I was explaining earlier, for many different reasons. I just had multiple thoughts at once, and now I'm trying to remember all of them. I know that I read or heard from one of the spiritual teachers, I think it might have been Magenta, that the energy for this eclipse and full moon, particularly the eclipse though, is going to last until it's either June 3rd or June 6th. I can't remember which. I want to say June 3rd, but for some reason the 6th is also sticking out to me, but at least June 3rd. So you have a whole week to tap into that energy. You know, obviously it was the most potent last night and today, but you still have another week to tap into that energy from the full moon and from the eclipse, and utilize it how you need to for releasing. Release and let go of what's no longer serving you. Do some release rituals for the full moon. There's, I've seen a variety posted. I'll post some myself that I have saved. I know one is writing down things you want to release, speaking it out into the universe, and then burning the paper and letting it blow away in the wind. And I just, like, shortly before recording this, saw a post with some other ideas that I have to read through them better. It seemed like there were some ideas that weren't just ritual type, like it was other ideas working with crystals and spiritual bath and that type of thing. So I can post those also. I have heard that it's best not to try to manifest with the eclipse because the eclipse energy is about endings, so it doesn't assist manifestation. So you should wait on that. But I also saw that there's a 2-week window right now from this eclipse to the next one where the energy for manifestation is just extremely potent anyway, and that, like, your thoughts are going to be multiplied quickly. So it's very important to avoid negative energy because you don't want to multiply negative energy around yourself. And if you can focus on not necessarily doing rituals, but just any positive energy, thoughts, visualizations, anything that you want to focus on, that you want to bring into your life, the next 2 weeks are a good time for that, just because of how potent the energy will be in general. And whatever the other thing was I was going to say, I have no idea anymore. So I will try to post this very soon. I'm using this weekend. I have a long weekend this weekend. Yay, I'm so excited that I really want to focus on updating some listings and stuff. I'm developing a couple of mentorships, and I'm going to be offering in-person readings for anybody who's local, and I'm forgetting some stuff. I'm thinking about setting up a Patreon as well, and I've been thinking about the types of things that I could offer you guys. And in fact, if you have any ideas or suggestions, feel free to message me and let me know, because that will give me some ideas for what people would enjoy through a Patreon account or subscription. And just like a lot of things that I'm working on, I'm forgetting a lot right now because readings really drain me a lot. Readings in general drain readers a lot because of the energy that's flowing through them. So yeah, I'm kind of tired and I'm not thinking clearly. But I have a lot that I want to work on and get set up, hopefully this weekend. So I think that June will be super positive. I should also be hearing somewhat soon about the podcast interview I did, and I want to let you guys know about that, of course, so that you can know how to find it, so you can listen, and which is all about twin flames. And we recorded it on the 5/5 portal, which was really cool. And I forgot what my line of thought was and why I even started talking about all that. But anyway, look for updates for any of that soon if you're interested. If you want to order your own personal twin flame readings or other types of readings, Akashic Records, anything, or Reiki, or coaching, you can go to my Etsy shop, Fearlessly Inspired, and I have everything listed there. You can also check out my blog at fearlesslyinspirediawakenings.net. This YouTube channel is meant to go hand in hand with the blog. I'm trying to post video vlogs at the same time as I post written blogs, so that anybody who prefers listening has that as opposed to reading. And I do, if you've noticed, keep the readings on all of the above as well, including Instagram. And I also, you guys may or may not have seen it, but I recently set up a Telegram group. Telegram Messenger is an app that has become very popular, and I have found that I really like how the groups work in there. It's like similar to WhatsApp, but you can set up groups and channels with tons of subscribers or participants, or whatever the right terminology is. So I have been wanting to create a community where divine feminines can support each other, not just divine feminines, any twin flames, feminines or masculines. So it's obviously more common to get feminines. So right now it's feminines, and we're still small because I only created it like a few weeks ago. But I've just been so happy with how it's turned out so far, with how the friendships are being formed and everybody is able to support each other, because I think that we all know that anybody who is not a twin flame cannot understand the twin flame journey. So you can't really go to your family or friends for advice if they don't understand and they don't get it, because they give you the wrong advice and they push you to let go when you can't. And it can be very frustrating because you feel like you're not understood. So I wanted a community where twin flames could support each other, because everybody knows and understands what you're going through. And I'm really happy with it so far. So on Telegram, you would need to download the Telegram Messenger app and search Fearlessly Inspired Twin Soul Journeys. I will say at this exact moment, you may or may not find it. If you want to join, message me. I had to make the group private the other night, but it's only temporary. The reason why is because I do have to protect everybody's energy. And someone tried to join the group who had a lot of negative energy around them and potentially was guided by dark spirits. I don't know specifically. I just know that I received a warning about it and looked into it and discovered that I needed to protect the group. And I feel really bad about that, because I don't want to cause harm to someone else, but I cannot allow any negative spiritual work to happen towards anyone in my group or myself. So I did have to do that. And, that is, I guess you could consider it something important to know about the group, that yes, I will be protecting my people and it should feel like a safe space to you. Okay. So anyway, so if you want to join right away, shoot me a message. I will send you a link in case you can't find it, but I do anticipate making it public again in the near future. I know that I won't need to worry about that specific situation again right now, but yeah, anyway, I will make it public again. I don't know if that's the right word, but basically findable again in the near future. So just keep a lookout, or let me know and I can send you the link. Okay. I think that's everything. If you have any questions about the reading or about anything else, feel free to let me know, and I appreciate your feedback and support. Okay. I hope everybody's having a good week. I definitely felt the eclipse energy last night, because I had some significant endings yesterday myself, several actually, but I knew that it's all for my highest good and moving me in the direction that I am meant to go. And then I even saw a friend post a reading today saying that somebody's ancestors were wanting to pass on the message that walking away from this situation is the right thing to do, because people didn't have your best interests in mind. And I was like, there was more to it than that too. It was also talking about you're shifting into a higher period of wish fulfillment and abundance. But the whole thing just connected with me, and it was my friend too, and I was like, oh my God, I think that might have been my ancestors. The message was also meant for me, so I thought that was really cool. But I definitely was noticing the eclipse energy. Oh, and I think the other thing that I was going to say earlier and that I forgot about was that last night when I walked outside underneath that moon, I felt the energy from it. It wasn't even the lunar eclipse yet, because the lunar eclipse happened around 6 a.m. my time, so I wasn't awake for it. But I felt that potent energy from the moon last night. It was really powerful, and I don't always feel it. So yeah, take the chance that you have right now to utilize this energy. Spend time outside. This is the other stuff I was going to say before. Spend time sitting outside. Like literally, I went, if you see, oh no, it's on my private, it's on my personal Instagram, not my, I should put it on my Divine Feminine, Divine Intuitive Healing, I mean, one as well, or my Fearlessly Inspired Awakenings. But yeah, yesterday, or no, today, I can't talk or think. Earlier today, in between readings, I went and I didn't just sit out on my patio in my swing. I went outside and sat underneath the tree by the lake, and I sat and absorbed nature and connected with spirit, and there was butterflies all around me. I think I kind of invaded their personal space, to be honest. but they let me be there. They were sitting right there with me. So I sat with the butterflies and I absorbed the nature and the sun energy and the incoming ascension downloads and energy from all of that, and I just recharged with the energy from the water. And I'm a bender as well. I'm an ocean bender, and I'm a bender for all the elements actually. So like all of the energy from all of that really connects with me. So I just enjoyed it, and that's what you should do. You should just go out and sit, meditate. You can meditate like without any help, like just sitting there silently in nature, or pull up a YouTube video sound bath or whatever and play that, or guided meditation, play that and just do it sitting out in nature. And really it enhances the meditation a lot, and your meditations are really going to be amplified by this eclipse energy right now. You can also, you guys should try, if you feel like you're ready, sitting outside, try meditating with your eyes open. I discovered by accident, I was even thinking about that when I was meditating earlier, that when I started that, it started because I enjoyed just listening to the nature sounds around me. And then one day I was doing that. I was floating in the pool and I was listening and observing nature, and my eyes started to glaze over. My eyes were open. My eyes started to glaze over, and I started being able to see the spiritual veil. I didn't know that's what it was at the time. I found out later from a mentor, but I started being able to see the spiritual veil with my eyes open. And it was so amazing. And I do try to meditate with my eyes open like that whenever I can. Now, it's really hard, especially if you wear contacts, because you stop blinking when you do that. And outside, the sun potency can make it hard. But it's really cool if you can if you can teach yourself how to do that. Don't be upset if you struggle and you can't, but try, work up to it. It's really cool, and you can start to see things in the spiritual realm. I'm pretty sure I saw a spirit the other day too, and I wasn't even meditating. So yeah, those are my recommendations for what you can do to really utilize the potent energy right now and ground yourself and balance yourself and use it for releasing and manifesting and all of those things. Okay. And do like a salt bath or a salt scrub in the shower or something like that too. And that will also really help with the releasing as well. So that's it. I think I probably talked for far too long after the reading ended anyway, but hopefully it helped some of you. And I will talk to you again soon.